This one is a vintage Mother Goose called The Tall Book of Mother Goose. It's got some really fun throwback illustrations. This was given to Elizabeth on September 19th of 1970, and the copyright is 1942. Some of these are familiar and some of these are new to me. They've all got some great pictures. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Where's the boy who looks after the sheep? He's under the haystack, fast asleep. Here's Sulky Sue, what shall we do? Turn her face to the wall till she comes to. Little Tommy Tittlemouse lived in a little house. He caught fishes in other man's ditches. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet eating of curds and whey. There came a big spider and sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts, all on a summer's day. The Knave of Hearts, he stole the tarts and took them clean away. The King of Hearts called for the tarts and beat the knave full sore. The Knave of Hearts brought back the tarts and vowed he'd steal no more. There was an old woman lived under a hill, and if she's not gone, she lives there still. Peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold, peas porridge in the pot, 9 days old. Some like it hot, some like it cold, some like it in the pot, 9 days old. Little Polly Flinders sat among the cinders, warming her pretty little toes. Her mother came and caught her and whipped her little daughter for spoiling her nice new clothes. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef, and this little piggy had none. This little piggy cried, wee, 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 all the way home. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and whipped them all soundly and sent them to bed. There was a piper had a cow. He had naught to give her. He pulled out his pipe and played her a tune and bade the cow consider. The cow considered very well and gave the piper a penny and bade him play the other tune. Corn rigs are bonny. I had a little hobby horse and it was dapple gray. Its head was made of pea straw and its tail was made of hay. I sold it to an old woman for a copper groat, and I'll not sing my song again without another coat. Little Betty Blue lost her holiday shoe. What shall little Betty do? Give her another to match the other, and then she'll walk in two. As I was going to Pippin Hill, there I met a pretty lass, and she dropped me a courtesy. Little miss, pretty miss, blessings light upon you. If I had half a crown a day, I'd spend it all upon you. Goosey, goosey, gander, upstairs and downstairs, and in my lady's chamber. There I met an old man, what would not say his prayers. I took him by the left leg and threw him down the stairs. 3 little kittens, they lost their mittens, and they began to cry. Oh, mother dear, we sadly fear our mittens we have lost. What? Lost your mittens, you naughty kittens? Then you shall have no pie. Meow, 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 meow. The 3 little kittens, they found their mittens, and they began to cry. Oh, mother dear, see here, our mittens we have found. What? Found your mittens, you good little kittens? Then you shall have some pie. Purr, purr, purr. The 3 little kittens put on their mittens and soon ate up their pie. Oh, mother dear, we greatly fear our mittens we have soiled. What? Soiled your mittens, you naughty kittens? Then they began to sigh. Meow, 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 meow. The 3 little kittens, they washed their mittens and hung them up to dry. Oh, mother dear, look here, our mittens we have washed. What? Washed your mittens, you darling kittens? But I smell a rat close by. Hush, hush, hush. Simple Simon. Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair. Said Simple Simon to the pieman, let me taste your ware. Says the pieman to Simple Simon, show me first your penny. Says Simple Simon to the pieman, indeed I have not any. He went to catch a dicky bird and thought he could not fail, because he'd got a little salt to put upon his tail. Simple Simon went a-fishing for to catch a whale. All the water he could find was in his mother's pail. He went to ride a spotted cow that had a little calf. She threw him down upon the ground, which made the people laugh. Simple Simon went to look if plums grew on a thistle. He pricked his finger very much, which made poor Simon whistle. He went for water in a sieve, but soon it all ran through, and now poor Simple Simon bids you all adieu. Wee Willie Winkie runs through the town, upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown, rapping at the windows, crying through the lock, "Are the children in their beds? For now it's 8 o'clock. They that wash on Monday have all the week to dry. They that wash on Tuesday are not so much awry. They that wash on Wednesday are not so much to blame. They that wash on Thursday wash for shame. They that wash on Friday wash in need. And they that wash on Saturday, oh, they are bad indeed." Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. When she came there, the cupboard was bare, and so her poor dog had none. She took a clean dish to get him some tripe, and when she came back, and when she came back, he was smoking a pipe. She went to the fruiterer's to buy him some fruit, but when she came back, he was playing the flute. She went to the tailor's to buy him a coat, and when she got back, he was riding a goat. She went to the barber's to buy him a wig, and when she came back, he was dancing a jig. She went to the tavern for white wine and red, and when she came back, the dog stood on his head. She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes, and when she came back, he was reading the news. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. 9, 10, a good fat hen. 11, 12, dig and delve. 13, 14, maids are courting. 15, 16, maids in the kitchen. 17, 18, maids are waiting. 19, 20, my platter's empty. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick. He diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon, the little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Cross patch, draw the latch, sit up by the fire and spin, take a cup and drink it up, and call your neighbors in. Hush-a-bye, baby, daddy is near, mama is a lady, and that's very clear. Ride cock horse to Banbury Cross to see a fine lady upon a white horse. Rings on her fingers and bells on her toes, and she shall have music wherever she goes. Great A, little A, bouncing B, the cat's in the cupboard and can't see me. There was a little man, and he had a little gun, and his bullets were made of lead, lead, lead. He went to the brook, and he saw a little duck, and shot it through the head. He carried it home to his old wife Joan, and bade her a fire to make, to roast a little duck he had shot in the brook. And he'd go and fetch the drake. The drake was a-swimming with his little curly tail. The little man made it his mark. He let off his gun, but he fired too soon, and away flew the drake with a quack, quack, quack. What are little boys made of? What are little boys made of? Snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. That's what little boys are made of. What are little girls made of? What are little girls made of? Sugar and spice and all that's nice. That's what little girls are made of. Tom, the piper's son, stole a pig, and away he run. The pig was eat, and Tom was beat, and Tom went crying down the street. The north wind doth blow, we soon shall have snow, and what will poor Robin do then, poor thing? He'll sit in a barn to keep himself warm, and hide his head under his wing, poor thing. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester in a shower of rain. He stepped in a puddle up to his middle, and never went there again. Cold and raw, the north wind blow, bleak in the morning early. All the hills are covered with snow, and winter's now come early. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty together again. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Little Johnny wants to play. Ring of roses, a pocket full of posies. Tisha, Tisha, we all fall down. We saw a ship a-sailing on the sea, and oh, it was all laden with pretty things for thee. There were comforts in the cabin and apples in the hold. The sails were made of silk, and the masts were made of gold. The 24 sailors that stood between the docks were 24 mice with chains upon their necks. The captain was a duck with the packet on his back. And then the ship began to move. The captain said, quack, quack. And that'll be the end of part 1. We'll do a part 2 to finish the book, because this is a really long one.